Hey, what's up, team? Recording this program design review for you, trying to keep it down to about 5 to 7 minutes. As a reminder, the yellow highlights are suggested ways to be entertaining, engaging, giving you a purpose at each station. The green highlights are to give you an idea of where you might want to start in the room, and that usually has to do with a specific reason. Red things are things you might want to say. That's the red text below the exercise. And if you see an orange highlight, which is not on this particular workout, it may be questioning whether or not there is an exercise that we need to change due to equipment limitations or that kind of thing, just to help you think through it. Because if we're thinking through it in our location, you might be thinking through it in yours. So Journey Jacks have been on here for the last few weeks, trying to give you a suggested new warm-up to try. I'm leaving it on there because I know not everybody jumps in the first week. So I'm talking to you. If you haven't tried it yet, try it out. All right. As we look at the exercise number 1, dumbbell stability ball, close grip, press to overhead tricep extension, build up, right? So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. I might even start higher because I don't get a lot out of doing 1 rep. So, you can start in that mid rep range, but spot on the small of the back, making sure they're in that tabletop position. Ensure the elbow bend. Too often people are doing this, they leave their arms straight and they think they're doing a tricep. They don't get that elbow bend, right? So make sure to help them, even if you got to come along and say, just fold your arm over mine, that kind of thing. So definitely be that engaged coach that helps them to do the exercise correctly and get the most out of it. Exercise number 2, the power band walking front lunge to reverse lunge. So this is a bit of a resisted and assisted lunge because as you step backwards, helps to pull you out of it, resist you as you're stepping into it, which does let you down easy. So torso upright, core tight. It will add a balance challenge for our folks. I think it's a great exercise. So there it is, kettlebell plyo box squat. Share the why. If you tell me why I'm doing something, I'm going to be more bought into doing it. So explain to them that we want to help them to have the proper squat where they sit back onto their heels and sit back into the squat, and this will really help. Super band, straight arm pullover. Ensure the arms are straight. This is where we'll see people bending them. Too often they keep them straight when we want them bent, and then they bend them when we want them straight, right? So challenge the resistance, but make sure you're challenging the form first. The Bosu ball Heisman's is highlighted green, giving you a place to start because you have to identify maybe who shouldn't even be going over top of the Bosu if you got a lot of older folks like what we do. But, you can help somebody to balance on the Bosu, especially if you got 2 coaches in the room. You can, make sure that somebody knows that they can do it on the floor, but just helping them to learn that movement at first slow. And then if they get it well, you can challenge their pace. So then we have the surge, sandbag, fit fighter, or ram, alternating single leg deadlift to a row. So it's a WTF exercise. You got to find a focal point. What's the focus? Focal point, a few feet in front of you on the floor. All the single ladies, that is a song that you could play because it sounds like all the single legs, right? So that's kind of a fun little thing that we do in our location. And as Jeremy pointed out, as you get down to circuit number 2, the dumbbell stability ball Arnold press, you can play a little Arnold motivation. You as a coach can come along and spot on the forearms. Here's what I want to say. Your people should need a spot. If they're going so light that you don't see them really shaking on those last couple of reps, then they're not really getting any results, very little results, negligible, right? So it's your job as a coach to challenge the weight, right? Maximum resistance, maximum results. Make sure that you challenge the weight. That's our job, right? Don't let it be too easy, okay? Then again, the power band chest fly complex, you're challenging the resistance by having to walk out while still getting good form. Kettlebell plyo box step ups, challenge the weight, and then the pace. Okay. Super band half kneeling lat pull down, power of touch coming along on their back and making sure they're squeezing those shoulder blades together. As they get in, speaking of squeezing, as they get into the Bosu ball mini band, hip bridge abduction, making sure you spot them on the small back, make sure that their hips are really coming up. And then, of course, when they're squeezing their glutes, you'll want them to do that on their own, squeezing their own glutes, nobody else's, and you don't have to squeeze their glutes. I know you know that. But I do like to say, as I introduce those kind of things about squeezing glutes, hey, squeeze your own glutes. And sometimes I'll pick on somebody. Remember, hey, squeeze your own glutes, Kathy, or whatever, right? Kathy G, if you watch this, you'll think I'm talking to you. I was actually thinking about Kathy Hand with that one. All right, then, okay, the surge, side shuffle, could be a sandbag, could be a ram, right? So challenge the pace, every day we hustling. That's the song we like to play because we tell them to hustle that muscle, shuffle, shuffle, hustle that muscle. All right. And then you got your scissor jacks and side to side, touch the floor jacks. Okay. So there's a lot of jacking around with that one. You might even want to play a little hit the road jack or that kind of thing. So there it is. This is your Friday, Monday, Wednesday, week 36 review. Put the extra on the ordinary, make an extraordinary workout, make yourself an extraordinary coach by having a purpose at each station.